Good morning, brothers and sisters. We made it, man. We made it through Tuesday. And now it's Wednesday. It's hump day. Y'all know I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it until y'all beg me to stop because we all love it.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on. I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
What? Hump day, y'all. We made it, man. I tell you what, though. You Carolinians, you probably know this too. It is raining cats and dogs outside today, man. But it's hump day. It's going to be okay. We made it past Tuesday, the worst day in the world. And we're going to be all right. Nikki, what's up, sis? Good morning. Days, my brother. Good morning. Good morning. Jerry, another NC brother. Good to see you. Good morning. Who else we got in the house? Milk May, what's up, sis? Yeah, see, she already knew. Hump day. Wizard, another North Carolina brother. You're right. Raining, brother. Raining, man. Must be covering the state. Ohio, good morning, sis. Of course, y'all got snow up there, huh? I hear you. Bioxo, what's going on with you, brother? In the house. Stars Prepper in the house. Good to see you. Elusive. What's going on, man? Hillbilly, good morning. Good morning. Big Mama Steph, good morning. John, last name. What's up with you, man? Good morning. Jeep. My Carolina brother. South Carolina brother. Jeep, is it raining down south where you are, man? I'm up north. Candle, what's going on, sis? Tiger in the house. Good to see y'all. Brave Nation representing. Corn Pop, what's up, man? Good to see you. Bobby, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Awakened one, good morning. Hoot, what's up, man? Joe, in the house. All the best mods in the world are here. Charlie, good morning. Debbie, good morning. Represent Canimals. Art Livin. I need some peeps on this side. I hear you, man. I hear you. Yard Dog, what's up? Good to see you this morning. Good to see everybody, man. All right, we're going to get started, man. Jussie Smollet. That dude's guilty, man. I think he's going to jail. I think he's going to prison. I think he's going to have a great time. I really do. I think Jussie's going to get to jail, and it's going to be this. Hey, throw it back, hey, throw it back, hey. Just saying. That's all I'm going to say about that one. Before we get into it, though, I do want to say this about this trial. It may seem insignificant, and on the surface it is. It's just some dumb Hollywood actor who did a white supremacist attack hoax. Again, we've seen so many of these hoax. They always get caught. They always get called out. They always get showed up. And trying to make himself famous, and the way he did it was stupid. It was ignorant. I mean, his whole story was stupid from the beginning. It turns out that his attackers were not even white. They were two Nigerian guys that he hung out with all the time. He paid them to do this, man. Why didn't you get white dudes, man? Your whole story would have been different if you would have just hired two white dudes. Hired them to say this is MAGA country in the middle of Chicago. Who believes that's MAGA country? What a stupid story. But and speaking of Chicago, I mean, we know that Beetlejuice is the mayor of. Oh God, I said the B word. Gotta be careful. If you say Beetlejuice 3 times, so Beetlejuice would appear. Oh crap! And Beetlejuice appears, man. You gotta be careful. But speaking of Beetlejuice in Chicago, this was funny. Before we get into Jussie and all that stuff, and I'll also have a clip of the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. I think it's important because both of these trials are important to what's going on in the world, and both of them there's been no cameras allowed in the courtroom. All right, and we're going to talk about that too. But look what the Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot said about all the crime that's going on in her city.
disappointed that they're not doing more to take safety and make it a priority. For example, we still have retailers that won't institute plans like having security officers in their stores, making sure that they've got cameras that are actually operational.
Ugh, those bastards.
Yeah, those stupid store owners expecting the city and the police to protect them from crime. Idiots, man. Gosh. But yeah, man, she went out on this rant, this tirade, talking about all the crime in the city, and she blamed it on the store owners, like all the looting and stuff that's been going on. And I think it was last week. Chicago just had their 800th homicide, like murder, like not death. The 800th person was murdered just this year in 2021. You know, and then she's blaming it on the people. It's their fault. All the crimes there. You know, it's not her policies. It's not her constant angling and shilling for the establishment and carrying their narrative. You know, she could end the crime real quick, man. Reinstitute the Second Amendment in Chicago. Let the citizens defend themselves. You just said it was their fault. Then let them rise up and defend themselves, Beetlejuice. Jeez. Anyway, we'll move on. See what you guys are saying. Nice. I have to look that one up. I've been getting the Daily Wire has reporters like in the courtroom, but you know there's just no cameras or filming allowed. I've been getting stuff from them, and we'll watch it in a little bit. I just want to talk about Jussie this morning because it like I said, it looks superficial, and it is kind of, but it's important. The reason I know it's important is because the mainstream media is trying everything they can to downplay it and to cover it up. Because in the beginning, in 2019, when he first came out with this story, they were all over it, slobbering at the mouth, putting him on Good Morning America so he could tell his story and everything. But if you guys aren't familiar with this, let me show you kind of a rundown of what it is.
There is an atmosphere of menace and an atmosphere of hate around the country that made it possible for people to either readily believe or want to believe Jussie Smollett.
This is MAGA country. Those are the words that actor Jussie Smollett said he heard as attackers viciously mobbed him before tying a noose around his neck and spraying him with bleach. But it didn't take long for his story to fall apart. Reports later emerged that Smollett had orchestrated the whole incident, all with the hopes of making himself famous and scoring more starring roles as an actor. The two men who supposedly attacked Smollett with rage in their hearts later turned out to be acquaintances of his, who said the actor paid them for their part in the incident. After a complete 180 in the case, going from victim to suspect, Jussie Smollett is currently being tried for 6 counts of felony disorderly conduct for allegedly making false statements to police. Allegedly, for now. Smollet is now on trial for lying to police and could face time in prison, but unlike some other high-profile cases, cameras will not be allowed in the courtroom.
Exactly. No cameras in the courtroom. Anyway, I did a couple things pop out just from that little rundown. Did you see his lawyer standing up there, that lady? The other day in the courtroom, after closing arguments and all that stuff, she kept trying to get the case thrown out to get a mistrial. And the judge denied it. And his lawyer started crying. Well, almost. She looked like she was about to cry. And she left with her mom. So that was interesting. That his lawyer got teary-eyed and then left with her mommy. I don't think it's looking good for Jussie, man. I don't think he's going to make it. I'm Huckleberry. Good morning, man. Good to see you. We the people. Good morning, brother. Good to see you, man. We're talking about Jussie this morning. Right? I think so, Joe. I think so. And he brought it on himself, and everyone's saying, I don't think he should go to... I heard Tim Pool say that yesterday. Don't think he should go to jail. Come on, Tim. You know, he needs to go to jail, for one thing, because he broke the law. Why do we want to feel sorry for him? Because he's famous? Because he's an actor on some soap opera? Who cares? You know, look what he did. And he did it with malice, with malicious intent, so that he could cause hatred and division amongst his fellow citizens in this country. He wanted to be a part of it. And he did it selfishly. He's like, I can further this narrative of division and make people think there's just white supremacists going around and taking over the country. You know, and I can get more famous on it. It worked for Colin Kaepernick. I'll just be a social justice warrior now, right? And of course, we know the mainstream media jumped on it. They were foaming at the mouth. He went on Good Morning America with old Robin. Watch him, and he's a bad actor too. Watch him.
The attacker, masked, and he said, "This MAGA country punches me right in the face."
Why do you think you were targeted?
I can just assume. I mean, I come really, really hard against 45. I still want to believe, with everything that has happened, that there's something called justice. Because if I stop believing that, then what's it all for?
See, now, if he wouldn't have went on his little tour, going to Good Morning America, and where whoever would give him a microphone and talk about how it was two white men with MAGA hats on and all that stuff, because he knew the guys. There was video footage of them. He hung out with them. One of them was gay also, and they had a relationship for a little while. So he knew who they were, and then he lied, and he went on national television. He has no defense for this, man. He tried to say that these two Nigerian guys were criminal masterminds, and they planned this whole thing. It was like a long con. Like, even the dude who he had a relationship was in on it, and they were just trying to get him. They were trying to scare him into hiring them as their private security. That was his whole defense, and it all fell apart because he went on national TV and lied, you know, and said all this stuff. So he had no defense. Jussie's going down, man. But I will say this: we know for a fact, in the end, it is up to those 12 people in the jury to decide, you know. So, I tell you what. But all these court cases that they're not allowing cameras into, it's important for us to know that. Like, who makes that decision? Who made the decision for the Kyle Rittenhouse to be just land blasted everywhere? With all the media coverage leading up to it, you know, already setting a narrative. Who made that decision? The Derek Chauvin trial, you know, the Ahmaud Arbery trial. Why were those trials so public? And then the Ghislaine Maxwell trial and the Jussie trial are not. Why not Jussie's trial? Because they don't want us to see. They don't want it to be lambasted that they were wrong, that they've been following this false narrative from the beginning since 2019, trying to cram this racial narrative down our throats to divide us. So, I mean, yeah, the Jussie trial on the surface isn't important. There's a lot more important things going on in the world. We know that. A lot of this stuff is distractions. But I will say this, though. It's not really, they're not trying to distract us with it. They're trying to hide it. That's why I want to bring it to the light. Because we need to call out all this crap. It's BS, man. We as Americans of all nations, creeds, and colors need to come together and call this crap out. You know, since it is Hump Day, I did have a clip of a famous camel toe giving her take on the Jussie trial.
Tweet of him. Would you like to make an amendment to your original sentiment?
Which tweet? What tweet?
About saying that it is a modern day lynching that.
Sorry.
Yes, Jussie Smollet.
Okay, so I will say this about that case. I think that the facts are still unfolding, and I'm very concerned about, obviously, the initial allegation that he made about what might have happened.
Yeah, okay. She straight up tweeted out as soon as it happened, of course, in the beginning in 2019, she straight up tweeted out that there's a modern day lynching going on, you know, without knowing any facts of the case. It just fit the narrative. They were trying to get in the White House, her and Brandon, you know, so they were saying anything and everything. Frank, good morning, man. Felony or excommunicated from America citizenship votes in Australia. Right? I don't think the Australians want them, man. Let's not do that to them. They got enough going on over there. But I feel you. Let's send them to Monkey Island off the coast of South Carolina, where freaking Fauci's got 5,000 monkeys that he just goes and selects and does all kinds of torturous experiments on. Let's send them there. They can take care of the monkeys. I tell you what, man. This world's in a mess. There's some stuff going down. The freaking internet hack yesterday was weird. The Amazon going down, that was weird, man. Grumpy, what's up, man? Good morning. Yeah, man. Wasn't that evil, man? Knowing in his mind what he had done, you know, he was just going to name two random person because of the color of their skin and because he didn't care what happened to them. You know, he had to maintain his narrative. All these people, man, they make me sick. They are the racist. They really are. And we need to fight them. We need to fight racism, right? But anyway, let's move on from this. Jussie's going down. I just wanted to put it out there. I don't know if anyone had ever heard it. And I do have a little update on the Santa Inc. clip I showed you guys at Seth Rogen and Sarah Silverman, the Christmas show, where they're attacking Santa Claus. Seth Rogen has officially abandoned the project. He's done. He's out. Sarah Silverman is in hiding. No one can find her. You know, that it just goes back to the old trope. You go woke, you go broke, man. And I don't know why they keep trying to push this stuff down our throats. The harder they try, the worse it gets for them. But anyway, I think the nail in the coffin on this is that it was universally hated by all people, even the woke. I got this from the quartering actually this morning. It popped up in my feed, and it's a black lady. She's woke. She's a feminist. She hated it, and she brought out some racist points from it that I didn't even know was in there. For one thing, I do want to say is all the reindeer were voiced by black people, like all of them, and they were like stereotypes of black folk, man. And people were calling Seth out on that. Those aren't white supremacists saying that. But anyway, check this lady out, man. She was not happy with this show.
And yeah, she didn't like it.
And Shamika, I'm just wondering, did this thing strike you the same way that it struck me?
Jason, first of all, I thought it was funny that they got rid of the black man who was going to be the successor to Santa Claus in the first episode.
Uh-oh.
And then the next 3 episodes, the feminists spent the entire time trying to be equal to the white man. So I was thinking, did they do this on purpose?
Yes, they always do it on purpose.
Black man, which is why I turn my nose up to black feminists who joins in this foolishness. Every male in this show was either a misogynist or somebody that was just an asshole, or he was a beta male.
Exactly. Isn't that true? Good. Hey, worth a follow, Shamika. Tell her your boy Quartering sent you.
You know, that show was supposed to be like a big feminist take on Santa Claus and all that stuff. And this lady's a feminist, and she's like, nope. You know, but anyway, I just thought it was funny. Yeah, Frank, I used to like Seth's stuff, man. Pineapple Express, that used to be my junk, man. Super bad, come on. But not anymore. You know, he's ruined himself. If these people would just not say anything, don't take any political take. We don't want your political take. We want you to entertain us. All right? We don't need you to tell us how to think. All we want you to do is get up there, Seth, and make us laugh. And you can't even do that. So screw you, sir. Sarah Silverman, I used to like her comedy. I used to think she was funny. Now, I don't, man. I don't care. Comedy's dead. Like, you can't tell jokes about anything anymore. People get upset, and they don't want to be around you, you know, because they can't handle it because they're so sensitive. Man, Mad Shag, good morning, sir. Good to see you, man. She does, Art. She sure does. They all need therapy. They need a firing squad, too. All right, so moving on from that. I just wanted to give that little update. Let's switch gears here. Let's see what's going on with Brandon. We haven't checked in with him this week. The COVID numbers have been out for a while in 2021, you know. So let's see what Brandon has to say about Brandon.
And you ain't blind. Lying dog-faced pony soldier. Come on, man. I got hairy legs. Go, you know the thing. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. What? 200 20,000 Americans dead. If you hear nothing else I say tonight, hear this. Anyone who's responsible for not taking control, in fact, not saying I take no responsibility initially, anyone who's responsible for that many deaths should not remain as President of the United States of America. We are better positioned than we were a year ago to fight COVID-19. Since day one of my administration, we've been doing everything we can to beat this virus. And that's what we have to keep doing.
Pack your things. Get out of my building.
You're
fired!
Right. I just think it's funny, man. Like, he ran on that against Donald Trump, that all those deaths were Donald Trump's fault. He was solely responsible. You said it, Joe. But now, in less time, you have doubled the numbers that he had. So, what's up, Joe? You going to resign, bro? That's what you said. You said he should not be president anymore. Anyway, I wish someone would hold him to that. But they will never be held accountable. Joe's going to die not being held accountable. Probably soon. Copper Go, what's up, man? Good morning. Glad to see you this morning. Window Liquor. That's a hey to you, brother. What's going on, man? Right, Milkmaid? Gosh, man. You know what? The MSM, the fake media, screw them. We're doing this. We are the media now. We're getting it out there. You guys are getting it out there. We're doing it. We're doing the things. So anyway, Ghislaine Maxwell, like I said, they're covering stuff up. They're always going to cover these numbers up. But let's go, Brandon, right? So, that being said, let's see. Here we go. Just to give a little update on Ghislaine Maxwell. I got some more stuff. I'm going to do like a whole show when we get more information, because the trial's going on every day, you know. So whatever we get out, I'm going to try to go check out that lady you were telling me about. Who was that? Who told me that? You know, like any information I could find, I'm going to go check it out. But again, like I said, following Daily Wire, they've got pretty good reporting on it so far.
On the latest developments. Here's everything you need to know about the trial of Ghislaine Maxwell. The jury has been selected, and each side has made their opening arguments in the case against Ghislaine Maxwell. 4 key witnesses are expected to testify that Maxwell groomed them for sex with Jeffrey Epstein while they were underage. According to multiple alleged victims, Maxwell sometimes sought out young girls at shopping malls, posing as a modeling agent and handing out business cards. But instead of offering the girls a chance at show business, she allegedly encouraged them to engage in sexual activity with Epstein and other older men. She's also accused of pressuring girls as young as 14 to accept gifts and cash payments after they'd been with Epstein. The trial is expected to last up to 6 weeks while both sides present evidence before a verdict is reached.
6 weeks, man. That struck me. A case like this with all the people that were named. You know those 4 girls? You know how brave they are to be going on the stand and accusing the most powerful people in the world of this global sex ring, man. God, I hope they have protection. That's what I mean. We know nothing about this case, man. It's probably good that those 4 ladies are not being broadcasted everywhere. You know, they might like accidentally kill themselves with 2 shots to the back of the head. We don't want that to happen. Right? Amen. We're fighting the fight, man. Plumber, what's up, man? Appreciate it, brother. Yeah, man. I try to get information out there. I appreciate all you guys coming in here. I get stuff from y'all, man. Don't forget that. Some of you guys in here, like Hoot, man, you send me stuff. The Wizard sends me stuff. A lot of you folks, you email me new stuff, and I go watch it, man. Joe, you send me stuff sometimes. You help me stay up on some 2A stuff. I appreciate all of you guys. 5 Head, what's going on? Yeah, they are creepy, man. Eve, good morning. Good morning. Tammy, good morning. Good to see all you guys coming in here and hanging out with us. We just talking about all kinds of stuff today. You talking Ghislaine? I like to call her Ghislaine. You know what she did. That's what she deserves. Jesus. That is crazy. Sandra, good morning. New York Nadia. Is that what it was? I'll check her out. New York Nadia. Right. You know, there, as I was getting this clip about the trial for her, they were talking about her different connections to the Clintons. They also, to be fair, they brought up that, Donald Trump was friends with them for a while. Donald Trump cut them off in I think it was 2011. He cut them off, and he actually made a public statement about it. I have a clip of that when we do the whole show on this trial. I'll show it, but and he did it because of some kind of allegations that came out about Epstein, that he was sexually molesting like a minor, and so Trump cut him off. The Clintons didn't. Bill was flying on that jet, man. 26 times he was on that plane. And we know Horny Bill, man. If he was on that plane with those young girls, Horny Bill weren't, at least one of those times, Horny Bill was doing his thing. I mean, if he's putting cigars in places with an intern in the Oval Office and then smoking it and doing stuff. Depends on what the definition of is. Okay, Bill. But anyway, moving on. That's what I mean, man. All the stuff that's happened in like the past 30 years. I've said this before. Basically, our country's been ruled for 3 decades by 3 families. The Clintons, the Bushes, and the Obamas. And they're all in bed together. They're all a part of the establishment, which we're fighting against. It's funny, huh? All this stuff coming to light. Yeah. I mean, I'm not making excuses for Don the man, but it is what it is. Hoaxer. Yeah, right. Just because you were friends. But if you look at all the people that were this man's friend, man, like all of the people, like there's pictures of the Obamas with Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein. He's part of the billionaire class, and he was the one who was somehow knuckle deep in this global thing that was going on. And like that's what sucks. Like he's dead. Like his trial didn't bring anything to light, It makes me wonder, man, like all these powerful people are involved in this, and who's pushing for these trials then? Like are there good people in powerful positions out there trying to do the right thing? I don't know. I hope so. I really do. But anyway, they're grabbing at straws to associate Trump with everything and everybody. Yeah, right. Like the shooter in Oxford. They bent over backwards and twisted themselves into the downward facing dog, and then into into a pretzel position, trying to connect the kid to his mom who voted for Trump, and to make it all about, because this is Trumpism right here. That's why he's a school shooter, man. Which is sick. This kid had problems. He had issues, man. He was bullied. If we would get to the root of what's making our children go to schools and do these things, instead of immediately saying it's the gun's fault. There was a gun and the kid touched it. And of course, the evilness of the gun leaked through the fingertips of the child into his brain and started to control him, and told him and spoke to the child and told him to take him to school and shoot as many people as he could. That's what they're trying to get us to believe when they make it all about the gun, man. It's not. This kid, he was bullied and berated all his life. You guys know what it's like to be bullied. We've all been kids in school. Our school system in general is the problem too. The school system has become a predatory thing where they prey on our children. They don't teach them good values. They don't care. The social structure of a school is very destructive for a teenage person. I mean, you're already a teenager. You're already going through all this stuff. And then you have to go in this place, where they've got a social structure set up just like it is in the world. The powerful push down the meek, right? They don't help kids. But anyway, I'm just ranting. I was a high school teacher for 10 years. I saw it every day. I agree, Joe. I think we are there, man. It's time for us to rise up and help ourselves. Like in Chicago, man, the people in Chicago need to rise up and overthrow their government. Just there. Just start there. Overthrow your government. They're killing you guys. 800 murders just this year. And that's not even the highest murder rate. Think about that. Like they've had years just recently that were over the 1,000, 800 murders, man. The poor people who can't leave Chicago, God bless them, man. I would be having all kinds of illegal firearms. I mean, all kinds of stuff, whatever I could. Lethal weapons. Oh, really? Wow, I bet he's got some stories. God bless him. I agree. One of my kids is just having trouble in school, and she's a straight A student. She doesn't want to be there. It depresses her to be there, and I get it. So we're probably going to be starting homeschool soon for her. My son, he's an athlete, plays basketball. He likes being there, But kids, that's what I mean. Kids are different. That's one thing I learned as a high school teacher. Everyone, they're individuals, and everyone has their own way they learn and assimilate information. Including my daughter. And like you can't standardize learning. You can't standardize schooling. You just can't do that because people always get thrown to the fringes because you got to stay middle of the row. And that means that the students who are exceptional get thrown to the side, and the students who are below that bell curve get thrown to the side. The ones who need extra stuff, the ones who learn in a different way that's not standardized. Not saying they're dumb. I'm just saying they don't learn the same way that most other people do on an average way. Anyway, we're getting all kind of stuff today, aren't we? I tell you what, guys, it's coming to the end here. We're out of time. I appreciate all you guys coming in here on Hump Day, man. I got to go out there and face the rain. I'm going to be out in the rain all day. All you other North Carolinians, you can be out there with me. Some of you folks are going to be out there in the snow, too. So I don't know about Days. Days is down there in the sunny state of Florida. Is the sun shining down there, brother? I hear you, man. True. We still got about a month, don't we? Yeah, they might make a new record. People dying there every day by murder, man. That's what I'm saying. It's not like people just dying. There's people just dying also from sicknesses and illnesses and accidents and all this stuff. But 800 just from murder, man. Can you imagine if you lived like the city where you lived, 800 people had already been murdered and over 80% of the cases have not yet been solved, Anyway. All right, man. I'm going to suck it up. I have to do my job, but gosh, it's going to be a cold rain too. I tell you what, my knee's going to be hurting when I get home. Anyway, it's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great Wednesday. We're going to finish out the week. But I hope you guys have a great day, man. Let's go out there and change the culture. Be prepared. I appreciate everybody. God bless.